Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. It is Wednesday. It's the last day of my Newport trip. Rhode Island has been amazing. A few days here, very nice, great getaway. And surprisingly close, by the way, to Portland, Maine. Like, Wicked Treasures in Chepachet was only like 2.5 hours south of Portland. So that's pretty surprising to me, considering I've lived in Maine my whole life. I had no idea Rhode Island was so close. Had no reason to ever go to Rhode Island in my life. So I'm glad I have. Last week or so, I asked, what are the best card shops in New England? And a bunch of you said PB Collectibles in Newport. And I happened to be going to Newport for a few days, so I decided that I had to stop in. And a bunch of you said, you know the owner. His name is Paul. He sets up at the Shriner Show, which I go to, and he has an amazing table there. I didn't know Paul. I'd never heard of this card shop before. But I had to stop in, and I am so glad that I did, because we now have a contender for best shop in New England, especially if you're a vintage collector. But no matter what, it's an unbelievable shop. So I pulled up, and there's not a lot of parking out front, and I happened to find a spot directly in front of it, which was really lucky. And I look up, and I was like, wow, that's pretty small. And the owner, Paul, happened to just be opening it up. It was 11 a.m. I was there with my family. We were going out to lunch and then getting a trolley tour of Newport, and then doing a tour of the Breakers Mansion, which I would recommend if you're going to Newport. It was really, really interesting. So I walked up, and Paul had actually come back out. I think he was putting a flag out maybe. And I said, hey, are you Paul? And he said, yeah. And I said, I'm a sports card YouTuber, and I explained to him about everybody recommending him. And he said, oh, what's your channel name? And I said, Junk Wax Hero. And he said, I've watched your videos before. And he talked about how much he loves the proliferation of sports card YouTubers on sports card channels on YouTube. It's given a lot of visibility to the hobby. So really cool. So I went into the store. It is, I can't describe how amazing it is, but I'm going to anyway. So first of all, it's tiny. He was telling me that he had Dwight Gooden in to sign autographs a week or two ago, I think he said, and he could only bring in one person to get their autograph, to get Gooden's autograph on their item at a time, and he had a line way down the street. That's how small it is. Like, my wife kind of wanted to go in, but then decided not to, and I said, it's a good thing you didn't, because there's not a whole lot of room in there. There's room for maybe 3 people tops. I think Paul told me it's 200 square feet. But if he had said 100 square feet, I would have believed that too. But he called it organized chaos, and I don't think it's chaos at all. I felt like it was very organized, easy to kind of feel the flow of the room. He has the most amazing vintage collection. And there were a lot of things that I really wanted. And the prices, by the way, the items that I looked at that I know where they belong price-wise were below what I would expect to pay, or right at what I would expect to pay via eBay or things like that. And I said, wow, you must really turn over inventory fast. And he said he thinks he does. So just a staggering shop, especially for vintage collectors. I ended up buying a ultra modern card, which I'm going to show you in a little bit here. Or I guess it's not ultra modern. I don't know what is ultra modern, 2020 and up. He has signed baseballs. He's got you name it. Everything he's got in there. I just kept looking around. I go, oh wow, oh man, you've got that too. Oh, look at this card. Through the whole thing, I felt like a kid in a candy shop. I could have stood there and talked to him. I had 15 or 20 minutes before we went to get lunch. Brick Alley Pub, by the way, is where we got lunch. Fantastic cheeseburger and fries. So I could have stopped. I could have talked to Paul all day long. He's funny. He's engaging. He's smart. He knows his stuff. I got to come up with like a rubric of how to determine the best card shop in New England, like how do you rate a card shop? There's a lot of factors. It's got to be like the friendliness of the owner, the knowledge of the owner, the selection of not only ultra modern but also vintage, wax, autographs, things like that. Paul had it. He had all of it. And I expect to hit up another 10 plus card shops this month. But right now, boy, it's going to be tough to beat PB Collectibles. So right in downtown Newport, very easy to find, very easy to get to. I think if you're in Newport, you could probably walk there from a lot of places, but I'm no Newport expert. I just know that we were pretty close to, I think it was a very short drive from PB to our lunch spot, which was right on the main shopping drag of Newport. So strong recommend. If you're anywhere near Newport, just go into his shop. Don't bring a lot of people with you. Go in, say hey to Paul, tell him my video sent you if you've never been before. I'm looking forward to seeing his table at the National. He's also set up there. He'll be at the Shriners. Forgot to show the card I bought. So obviously my list, the Attainable Collection of MV100, the earliest card on there, the most recent card on there is from 2014, because I don't want any cards on there from the last 10 years. But in a few years, I suspect this card will make it on. Aaron Judge, 2017 Topps Chrome, catching. I don't know Aaron Judge rookie cards, so you can correct me if you want, but for me, this is the one that I find to be the most iconic of his rookie cards. And Paul had it in a 10, priced well below comps. If you look up comps on this, it's more like 125 to 150. So I was very pleased to pick this up at this price. So thanks to Paul for this great deal. And I'll gladly add that to my personal collection where it sits forever. So Newport's been great. Obviously, it's early morning Wednesday. My family is still sleeping. I had to go out and get breakfast because I'm a very early riser. But yesterday we went out, we got Awfuls at the Newport Creamery, which everybody recommended. It was maybe the best shake I've ever had. I got the chocolate peanut butter shake. Man, my wife got the coffee, which she loved. Yeah, great trip. The Breakers Mansion, PB Collectibles. We did a bunch of stuff here. Gonna get back home today. Gonna relax for a couple days. Probably get to Don's Sports Card Center soon, maybe Friday. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a great day.